All right, hi everyone, it's Jillian. I just wanted to come on here really quick because I had a meeting with my mortgage counselor yesterday and kind of just give you an update on everything that's going on and where I sit here, because I have had a lot of questions about the process and actually what I'm doing and where I'm at in buying my home. So the company that I'm going through is called NACA. You can find them at NACA.com. They are it's like a nonprofit organization. They actually coined the term predatory lending, and they've been fighting against predatory lending for like years and years and years. So currently right now the mortgage rates, the APR for a NACA loan is 3.25, which is significantly lower than any other mortgage that you could get anywhere, including the VA loan. And you don't have to put down any money. Now, if you do put down money to the loan, you can actually buy down your mortgage rate, so you can have your mortgage rate be like next to nothing. They are more open as far as what you're allowed to buy. You can buy single units, you can buy multi-units, you can buy something and then have, rent it out to somebody else. You can buy something that has a business attached to it. You can buy a condo. They're like really, really open as far as what you are allowed to buy, and it's not income based and it's not credit based. So you don't have to have good or bad credit to do it. They're going to look at your credit report just to see if you're worthy of getting it. Like, okay, is this somebody that we can trust based on, everything that's happened between like the last year or two. So they're going to look at your credit report and make sure that you haven't defaulted on student loans. They're going to make sure that you haven't had like a lot of late payments in the past 12 months. They're going to make sure that you're basically paying things on time. So like, I went through a hard spot before and my credit is horrible. Well, I guess it's a lot better now because I've been working on it, but it's still not where lenders are like, oh, okay, yeah, let's give you a loan. People aren't trying to throw their money at me. So it doesn't take any of my past mistakes into consideration, as long as my past mistakes were in the past year to 2 years, depending on what it is. So that's like really, really, really good. Because as you know, for the past year, I have been working online for this company, for Palefish, and it has changed my life so much that I have been able to like really fix a lot of things and get on track where I wasn't before. So I started this process in April, I think. It was like March or April that I started this process. And the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to meet with a group of people, and it's kind of like an orientation. Hey, welcome to NACA. Let's sit down. We're going to tell you what we are, what we do, what you need to do, what we're going to require from you, and see if this is something you want to go into a little bit further. I actually found this because I was complaining about my landlord, because I have a horrible landlord. I was complaining about my landlord on Facebook, and one of my Facebook friends was like, hey, have you heard of this? I had never heard of it, so I jumped right into it, and I was really, really skeptical of it because it didn't seem like something that could be possibly legitimate, but it is. So since April, I have been going in and having meetings with my mortgage counselor. He just kind of gives me an idea of like where I'm at. I had to wait for a late payment to fall off because I had a couple of late payments on my credit cards last year. So I had to wait for some late payments to fall off, and now I'm just waiting on one more piece of paperwork. Once I have that paperwork in my hands, then it will go to my mortgage counselor. He is going to submit it to the underwriters. After it's submitted to the underwriters and it's approved, I will go through a purchase workshop, and they will give me a very important piece of paper. They'll put this very important piece of paper in my hands, and the piece of paper basically says, you are free and clear to go put in a bid on a house. It has been a long process, but without NACA, I probably wouldn't be in the house buying process right now. So it is actually a really exciting process, and I'm like really excited to be going through this. There is a lot of documentation that you have to provide to them. You have to show them your bank statements. You have to show them your credit card statements. They have to pull your credit. They have to see proof of things that were paid off. So if you had debts that were paid off, or loans that were paid off, or I don't know, like if something was, if you had a student loan in default and then you got it out of default, you have to show proof of that. You have to show like your pay stubs. As an independent contractor, and this goes for any mortgage, it's like across the board. As an independent contractor, they can't actually use my income. So my income is not counted in the, like how much like in my debt to income ratio, my income's not counted. So that doesn't go towards what I can afford for a house. I have to have 2 years of tax returns under my belt to do that. So since I haven't done that for long enough to have that, we can only use my husband's income, but it's still a really, really, really good process. And it's put me in a position that I didn't think I'd be in at any point in time soon. So that is my little status update on my home buying process. And I have my next meeting with them it's in 2 weeks. So hopefully by then, fingers crossed. And if you want to, like, you know, leave me some good vibes in the comment section. So, you know, I'll take all the good vibes I can with this. My landlord is a prick. I should have everything already submitted to the underwriter and just be waiting on a decision at my next meeting. So that is my status update. If you are considering buying a house, or if maybe it's something that you want but you didn't think that you'd ever qualify for it, I would highly encourage you to go to a NACA meeting, because they have been so helpful. I mean, it is a long process and it is a lot of work, but, and even if, you know, even if I decided like, okay, I'm not going to go through NACA anymore, I want to go through a VA loan or through something else, which I don't know why I would, because the interest rates are low and I can put money down to actually buy my interest rate down to almost nothing if I wanted to. But even if I decided, okay, I'm going to go another route, they still help me get to this position by giving me the checklist of things to do and helping me budget and helping me do the things that I need to do in order to be considered worthy of owning my own home. So if you have any specific questions about the process or anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll let you know how everything's going. I'm super excited. As soon as that comes in the mail, I am like sending it over to my counselor and saying, please send it to the underwriter. I want a home. Like, I'm really excited. Especially because my landlord told me that because I am insisting that he follows tenants' rights, which include things like not raising the rent without proper written notice, not showing up at my house without notice, not just walking in and letting himself in my house. And these are all things that my landlord has done. And he doesn't like that I'm putting my foot down. So he actually told me yesterday that he's giving me an eviction notice. So this is something that couldn't come at a better time, and it might be just a really good Christmas present. Like, congratulations, you're approved. Go house shopping. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. Yeah, and I'll actually show you. So the way the NACA file, or the way that it works, is like you're going to scan all of your documents into a NACA file. So I scan them and I upload them into their database, and then when I go to the office, and I highly recommend doing this because you're going to go to the office and they're not going to be able to find something, because the way that their system works, it is so like medieval. I guess medieval times didn't really have computers, but you know what I mean. It's like so like archaic that sometimes they just can't find things. It's not, the system really needs an update. So every time I scan something, I actually put it in my handy dandy because it's Blue's Clues notebook. Also, I know this is not a notebook. But I put it in my notebook, and in here I have my NACA book. I have a new budget. They want me to write out a new budget because we've had an increase in income or whatever. I have all of my papers for NACA that has the action plan on it. I'm not actually going to open these because you don't need to see them, but I have a section for pay stubs, a section for taxes, a section for my bank statements, a section for my credit card statements, a section for canceled rent checks, for my savings account, for my car loans, for my husband's alternative credit. If you don't have enough credit lines open in your name, you need to have like 3 alternative credit lines. So like they will use, like if you've had like a gym membership or I don't know, anything like that, car insurance, cell phone bill, utility bills, they can use that for alternative credit. And then just miscellaneous things, which can be like letters of explanation or anything like that. So I bring this binder in with me to every appointment so that, you know, say my counselor says, like, I do not see this uploaded, instead of him having to spend like a long time searching for it in their archaic system, I can just pull it up and he can scan it, or you know, whatever. So it's actually really cool. It is a lot of work, but it's also really, really nice. And I also, like this last meeting, I was like so ready to like get with it that I brought my laptop, my hotspot, and my charging backpack. This backpack is so cool because like it's waterproof, so like my laptop won't get wet, and it's got like a ton of pockets and stuff. I'm totally getting sidetracked here, but it has, this cord inside the backpack actually charges the backpack. And then if something dies, I actually have a port here where I can charge it. My backpack is a portable charger. It's pretty cool. So I actually brought my laptop and everything else with me too to this appointment. So that way if I had something on my email, I could just like, or if I had something saved on my computer, then I could just kind of like shoot it off to him really quick in an email and not have to worry about like waiting until I got home or whatever. So that's how it's going right now. My next meeting is in 2 weeks, and I will have more to update on you, or more to update to you about this in 2 weeks. And I am really, 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 really excited. I can't wait to get a house. Like, we just like, oh, we've been looking at houses and just like really dreaming, like, oh, okay. And we don't even really kind of like, we don't really know exactly where we want to live yet. We just know we want like our own place. So, right now it's kind of like out in the open. It's not like, hey, I'd like to be in this school district or in this area or whatever. We know that we want to be in like this general area that's like close to my husband's job, but there's so many towns and small cities that we could live in that would work for us, that we have like so many options right now. It's really, really exciting and a little overwhelming, but in a good way. So that's my update for you. If you're going through NACA, I would love to hear your experiences. If you have any questions, leave them for me and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. I'm not by any means an expert, but I am almost through the process. Fingers crossed. So I do have experience there. And yeah, make sure you make sure you click subscribe, and I will keep you updated on everything that is going on in my home buying process. And hopefully at some point in time you will actually see a video of me with my keys doing a tour. Hopefully that's really soon, especially since I just got an eviction notice. Or I will. I haven't actually gotten one yet. Alright guys, that's all for today. I will see you guys later. Bye!